Hey there, you guys. This is going to be a tarot daily guidance reading for Tuesday, January 17th, 2017. All right, so I'm just going to shuffle the cards to tune into the energies. Okay, we have the Queen of Wands. Okay. The Nine of Cups. Three of Pentacles. The King of Pentacles. Okay, and here we have as our outcome the Ten of Swords. So let's go ahead and get into the reading. Okay, so here as our overall energy, this is a day to focus on nurturing your creative endeavors or projects, focusing on like she's looking towards, the future, what's beyond her. There's a letter here. This is like creating for your future, focusing, like writing things out, planning things out, prioritizing. I'm also getting that there's a focus on creating in the matters of the heart, or when it comes to romance in some sense. For some of you, you might be focusing on creating, focusing on what would be the perfect relationship for you at this time, or even you could be planning for a wedding or, something in relations to your lover or loved ones at this time. Getting that there's messages that are coming in through this creative, maybe a lot of ideas are starting to come in. You're very connected to spirit, so spirit could be helping you with some ideas. The challenge and the lesson you have is the Nine of Cups. So I'm getting the challenge is to believe that you're able to actually have these things that you're creating, or have a positive outcome with this, or what you wish to achieve, whatever you're creating. I get that there's a little bit of a fear here or doubt that these things that you're actually lucky enough to execute what it is that you're planning on, or it's whatever you're creating or envisioning for yourself, or would like to have for yourself, what you see in your future. There's a challenge to actually believe in those things. For some of you, the challenge is being overindulgent emotionally, too emotionally invested in something. Where your focus is at, where you're creating, could be very dominant to where you're not focused on other things that are going on around you. Solely focused on, maybe daydreaming too much of something. That's what I'm getting. An overindulgence could be the challenge here. Then with the suggested approach or action to take on this day, you have the Three of Pentacles. So it is telling you to focus on building and creating this perfect picture for yourself. There's a man here, looks like he's painting a picture of a woman. I'm getting, for some of you, this is, painting the perfect picture of the perfect partner. Not so much about looks, but what type of characteristics, personality, what do they bring to the table, type of energy for you. What type of relationship. It could be planning a wedding. I'm getting that for some of you, that's what it is that you're working towards or planning this week, or this is a good time to do that. So spirit is telling you to focus on creative things, but do it in a practical manner where it's balanced. Okay, where your focus needs to be. You have the King of Pentacles. So it is on things that are valuable to you. Do focus on these things, but be stable in your approach with this day, with this situation. Don't overindulge. Don't get too caught up emotionally. It's okay to have your head in the clouds a little bit, but don't be too high there. Also, I'm getting, if this is about like a project that you can possibly make money financially, for a man, it could be focusing on the type of woman that you want to bring in and stability, family, looking for a wife or suitors. Here with this card, it looks like he's focused on a woman or a partner that he's creating here. So for you, that could be where your focus is at. A lot of you, it's being grounded and stable and focusing on your priorities and your responsibilities. Also focusing on things that you value. Does this really matter to me? The possible outcome you have here is the Ten of Swords. With the Ten of Swords is a possible outcome. I'm getting that a lot of you will overcome some of your fears and anxieties surrounding what you're creating, what you're looking for towards the future, because some of you don't believe that you could actually have this, that you're not that lucky. A lot of you also will be in a space where if you're overindulging in this creative thing where you're thinking too much about it, you're not balanced or stable within it, it could cause a lot of anxieties and like perfectionism and trying to meet a certain timeline or deadline where you're kind of pushing for things and not allowing them to flow naturally. The Spirit is saying to release those doubts here because it's kind of one and the same, even though they're two different energies, it's still kind of the same message, that to believe that you can actually have what you desire and want, and to put to rest those negative thoughts that you have surrounding whatever it is that you're wanting to create. Like, don't doubt yourself. Don't limit yourself. Look towards the future as she's doing here. She's looking towards the future. A lot of you are. So don't focus on what the past, the failures or perceived failures or setbacks or heartaches or loss in the past, but focus on the positives of the future, what it is that you wish to create, because Spirit is sending you these messages. Okay. All right. So I'm going to pull a card from the Romance Angels as love advice for today, and I'll be right back. Welcome back. So I'm going to shuffle from the Romance Angels as our advice for January 17, 2017. What is the message, Divine Spirit, that you have for us in the areas of love and partnerships for today? What is the energies? Trust. Okay. So this makes perfect sense. So Spirit wants you to trust in the things that you value, that you're focusing on, that you're wanting to create. If it's a love situation where you're actually dealing with someone, to open up to that person, not to judge them based upon past. If you've dealt with this person in the past, don't look at that. You know, if this person's coming in and they're showing you something differently, give them the benefit of the doubt. If new people are coming in, if you met someone new, give them a benefit of the doubt. Trust the situation. Spirit is not saying to be naive and ignore your intuitions. If you're getting, you know, signs or you're getting some type of feelings that something is off, certainly trust that. But if there's fear and anxieties here and you're comparing them to past lovers or past situations, or even trusting with things that you really love, like a creative project, something very dear to your heart, this failed in the past, so this might fail again. They're telling you to trust in your heart's desires at this time, okay? This says the situation is calling for you to have faith, okay? So that's the basis of this. It's pretty much resonating with the tarot cards messages. Okay. All right, you guys. So that is your reading for today. Do hope that this will be helpful, brings you clarity. For any of you who've recently purchased the reading, those readings will be coming out to you soon. I have not forgotten everyone. I have a lot of readings to catch up with. I have a lot of bookings right now. Another thing is if you've purchased a monthly subscription mid-month, or, in somewhere between January, that reading will begin towards the end of January and will be a monthly reading for February, okay? So, for instance, if you purchased a reading as a monthly subscription during February, you would get that at the end of February, and that would be considered a March reading. So it's a month in advance, if that makes sense. Alrighty, you guys, lots of love, lots of light. Peace.